Hi, I'm Nancy Hyatt. I'm a psychotherapist in the Washington, D.C. area. I'm making this YouTube because we are in this moment of our collective history as Americans and human stewards of the planet, and there's tremendous potential for this march to make an impact in something that aligns us internally and collectively towards the highest good. If we all show up with clarity about how we will march and what we are marching for. The leaders of this march have put together wonderful statements, vision, mission, unity statements. And yet, when I ask friends, family, clients, and colleagues, for what purpose are they marching? The response I'm getting the most is out of fear, out of deep concern, out of anger and frustration. These emotional states are very normal given the circumstances that we're facing, and we're getting triggered into survival states of fight and flight and freeze. These emotions can be harnessed into constructive, unifying, and powerful action if we know how to use them. Let's look at what we can learn from Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. I don't think that there's any coincidence that his birthday is aligning with this Women's March. We need his energy. We need his consciousness. We need the power that created the civil rights movement. What would it have been like if Dr. King started his famous speech with, "I have a fear"? It's because he had a dream that things changed. The words, "I have a dream," inspired courage, not fear, unity, not division. He knew from studying the power of Gandhi's movement that the only way of achieving a powerful and unifying movement was through painting pictures of dreams, not nightmares. After his visit to India, where he really was exploring Gandhi and Gandhi's movement, he came back and said that his trip to India was a revelation, as if the spear of frustration had been transformed into a shaft of light. In 1913, there was another very important women's march during an inaugural week. Women marched in a clear, unified dream for the right to vote. They were met by angry, harassing crowds, and yet they marched courageously and passionately, and as a result, they manifested their dream. Dr. David Hawkins, a brilliant philosopher and doctor, spent more than 20 years researching the frequencies of emotional states. Hawkins created this consciousness scale, which is the most important tool that I have found in helping people look at how their emotional states and frequencies really impact their relationship. When they can get themselves what I call above the courage line, if you see in the middle there's the frequency of courage, if they can get above courage, they really enter a realm of power. So emotions like neutrality, the ability to see things from more than one side, reason and love, these emotional states come from an energy of power, and they manifest in the world in expansive, constructive, unlimited, and unifying ways. These emotional states are motivated by a desire for the well-being of humanity, and actions made from these emotional states make powerful, long-lasting, and generative impact on the world. They are the gifts that keep giving. Actions and intentions that arise from lower consciousness levels and emotional states, such as shame and fear, manifest in the world as divisive, limited, destructive, and polarizing effects of force. The motivation behind these lower levels of consciousness is personal survival. Provocative tweets and statements can send our nervous system into this state of survival. And once we get hijacked, we unfortunately become part of the problem. Force, as we know from the basic laws of physics, will always create a counterforce. Force is always moving against something and therefore is inherently limited and destined to remain in a contracted state. Force is in constant need of energy to maintain, justify, and feed itself. To exist, it must always be in opposition to something and therefore can never really reach a state of wholeness or unity. Unless we are aware of it, we might unknowingly collude in actions of force, such as showing up to the march on the 21st in a low frequency emotional state that has no lasting or positive impact. If we're marching in reaction to Trump, then we are actors in this endless game of ping pong. Wham, wham. You can see how this reactive dance just keeps things stuck. There's no evolution there. Come to the march above the courage line with a high consciousness. Go to the website, read the vision and mission statements, and come to the march in unity.